All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. It is time to follow up on my Pixel 8 Pro. This is my Obsidian Pixel 8 Pro that I bought. Google did send over the bay version, but I actually picked up the 8 in the green color and then the 8 Pro in the Obsidian. And this device has been really good. I actually activated service on this phone, and I'm getting ready to switch it. It's on US Mobile. Get ready to switch it to their new plan. And start using it there. I had to get a physical SIM card though. I got tired of messing with the eSIM because I wanted to swap phones, and I got tired of doing the transfer. So I ordered me a physical SIM card for US Mobile. And by the way, the Pixels work great on US Mobile. US Mobile runs on the Verizon network, and the Pixels work flawlessly on this network. I got to tell you. Service has been really good. And overall, the service with the Pixels, with the antennas and things like that, SMS, internet, probably no matter which provider you choose, it should be a lot better because, they've got more antenna lines on here. That's the 5G antenna up there. You got the antenna lines there. Antenna lines are kind of hidden along this entire device. And it's just been really solid. So a lot of you guys are probably shocked that I didn't name a Pixel 8 for phone of the year. I always give the lesser priced Pixels phone of the year because a lot of people don't have the money or the reach to get a device like this. And so I'm always trying to look out for the everyday person. Phones like this are for tech enthusiasts. Now, could I have named this my phone of the year? I could have. But I've always said that I wanted a compact version of the Pro models, and Google still hasn't done that yet. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. It is very simple for them to do, make a smaller variant. And so I ended up giving my phone of the year to the iPhone 15 Pro, not the Pro Max, but the Pro, because while I enjoy using a larger phone like this, when I exercise or something, and like if I just had to choose one daily driver and it just had to be one phone, it's going to be the smaller variant, which is this one right here, which is why I tend to lean heavily towards the Pro models for the iPhone when I pick an iPhone. I do carry multiple devices, but that's not to say that, this is just the worst size for a phone. I like the larger phones. I'm actually recording with the S23 Ultra, and I love the larger sizes. But if I'm just going to carry one phone, it has to be the smaller variant because the smaller variants are still very big. So I don't have a purse or anything or a backpack that I'm going to carry every day. I like to just throw things, be as light as possible, move about quickly and not be too hard on my pockets when I'm carrying a device. Now, with that being said, this is the ultimate device for Android users. I mean, it doesn't get any better than the Pixel 8 Pro right now. I mean, I know the S20, and when I ranked the lineup for my phone of the year, the 8 Pro was pretty much tied with the S23 Ultra, but the S23 Ultra doesn't feel good like this device. This is like the ultimate probably gaming phone for a lot of people, the ultimate size for a lot of people, just the ultimate phone for tech enthusiasts for sure. And even regular people will probably enjoy this phone right here. I just think that for me personally, the size is more than I would want to tote around every day. And that's not something that's new, but if I had to choose between this and the S23 Ultra, it would be this all day. I love the way this looks. This looks better, whether it's the bay color or this obsidian color or the green hazel color that I have there. Any of those, they just look better, feel better. And I just think the S23 Ultra needs an upgrade on the physical hardware. And unfortunately, the S24 Ultra is probably going to look exactly like this year's model. But nonetheless, Google, when they decided to, bring out these models right here, they did a good job. They did everything they were supposed to do. They knocked it out the park with video. Social media is decent on here because, and I say decent because for some reason, I think the developers for iOS make more money than they do for Android developers because the footprint of the work behind Android software has gotten really great, but it still seems like iOS is a step ahead when it comes to functionality for social media, and we're in a social media age, so that's something you have to take note of. Now, Now that's not to say that it's bad or anything like that. I just prefer, it seems like everything, it's not even that I prefer, it just seems like everything works better. Even some Google products, I've been saying this for years, seems like they work better on my iPhones. It just seems that way. I could be wrong, but in my experience, it seems like they do. And again, the best experience you'll get for a Android device is going to be this device. It doesn't get any better than this when it comes to a pure Android experience. This is just it. So, which is why I continue to carry a Pixel and an iPhone, and now I've gotten in my rotation. I'm not officially carrying any of my Samsung devices around with me, like with the phone number. I'm pretty much using those to record a lot of things on the channel. I've made some changes, and I was like, you know what, the Samsung products record very well. And now, ultimately, it's very difficult to pick a phone that has the best camera, because most phones coming out today have phenomenal cameras. And now that Google has stepped in the arena of video, they have done us justice. I mean, there's so much here that is to love. They've added video boost. They've got the 4K 60 on here, and it records at 4K 60 very nicely, but still you lose functionality when you go to 4K 60. Unlike some other platforms, you can record what you want. So I can do HDR, excuse me, I can do HDR, but I can't do HDR at 60 frames per second. You can see the things going away. I also lose my speech enhancements when I go to 60 frames per second. So, you know, that's not a strike against Google, but they have a very powerful processor, and I'm wondering why they keep limiting it. Now, one thing I did experience at one point, also, I'm ready for Google to do the blur. Like, they came with this blur video, and it is very strong, but you can only do 1080p for some reason, and there's no voice enhancements or anything. So you can change the blur here. That's pretty cool. You can change the exposure. You can do all these different things, but you know, they need to come with basically portrait video and really up that game. It looks good, I gotta admit, but it is not there yet. It needs that upgrade that the other two platforms took one cycle to do, which is 4K recording. OnePlus even does very good at their portrait style video, and it's better than the Pixel's portrait style video. I think so, because you can adjust more, but they're both limited to 1080p, which is something I don't like. So for a person who likes to record in 4K and sometimes 4K 60, the Pixel still seems a little limited. And why Google is holding it back like that, I don't know. They have one of the most powerful processors out there. They can pretty much do anything, but that's just me. Also, the Pixel doesn't have 8K recording. Now, if you haven't figured it out yet, if the video is finished processing yet, this video is being recorded in 8K at 30 frames per second, something I never do, but I decided to go ahead and push my S23 Ultra to the limits and record in 8K 30 instead of 4K 60 or 4K 30, just to see how well this would come out. And if someone can even watch it. Most people don't even have 8K monitors, 8K TVs. It is so far down the line. It's incredible. And a lot of people don't even have 4K videos, 4K TVs and things to watch on, 4K monitors. So we're getting there. However, that's something that Google didn't offer either. And some people felt like it should have been there. Now, personally, I don't think 8K video recording is a must at this point. Again, no one can even watch it. We can't even watch it. So on the software side, you know, Google's software obviously is top notch. I haven't had any issues with this software. I think I was recording one time, and I was recording for about 40 something minutes. And I was recording in 1080p because I knew it was going to be a long video, and I got that heating warning. However, it kept recording, and I was surprised. I was like, well, good. It didn't cut off. It didn't mess up my video. But other than that, Google has stepped into the arena. If you can keep the device very, very cool, you can record in 4K 60 all day long. I've recorded tons of videos in 4K with the Pixel. I'll always tell you, hey, record a Pixel with a Pixel. If you can do that, I can. And so I've been using the pixels to record the pixels, and I've been recording long videos with no problem. So you can use a pixel to record lengths of video. You just have to make sure that the device is cool, stays cool. And I guess the only way to do that is to be in a cool environment. But yeah, I haven't had any problems with the software at all. The cameras, nothing. Everything's been great. This is what I love about using a pixel, and I have to keep one in rotation. And again, just that one little gripe I have is just that why isn't Google making a small Pro version? Like, there's no reason why they don't have a small Pro version. There's absolutely no reason. You can have a high resolution display. You can mimic these two devices to the T. You can do it exactly the same. You don't have to take anything away. They can literally be the same devices. And I'm waiting on them to do that. I really want them to make a Pro version and the small version of this device because it totally deserves it. But speaking of making the device, is this not the sleekest, sexiest, beautiful hardware you have ever seen on a device? I'm glad that they rounded the corners off from the sides. It just makes for a better feeling device. I'm glad that they have a flat display now, which means screen protectors and everything else could be easily accessible to more people, and you'll spend less money, and you'll probably just buy a pack of them, and they'll last you for the life of your device. I've got the same screen protector on here that I've put on here for, I don't know how long ago I put it on here, and it's no problem. Now, you don't technically need a screen protector because a lot of people won't even allow their devices to get wet or banged up or whatever. But the fact is, I like to have a screen protector on there. And when I'm moving outside, I have the best case in the world for any device, the Caseology. Man, this case right here is so great. As you can see, I bought it for my other one as well. I didn't buy one for Bay because Bay has to have full exposure, but I don't typically wear these out around the house or something like that. But when I'm going out somewhere, sometimes I'll throw a case on it and sometimes I don't. But hardware wise, this is a beautiful piece of hardware. You just can't ignore the fact that Google put together a beautiful piece of hardware. I like that they did the frosted back on all of them now in the Pro models, but they could have done a frosted back in the smaller variant too, but they have to differentiate them, and they have the polished sides on here. But I really like this device, man. I think this is a major win and a major hit, minus a few things like these OEMs are going to no charging brick, no headphones, no nothing. And some OEMs are still doing it. And the fact remains is they just choose not to. And so I really wish Google would do a reversal and just go ahead and give us a charging brick in the box. It'll make them shine above other OEMs that are going down that road of no charging brick in the box, no headphones. Heck, give us a headphone jack back. You guys that don't think the headphone jack is essential, you just probably are pretty young, or you just don't understand how beneficial a headphone jack can be. Just saying. But this is the most beautiful piece of hardware on a smartphone to date. Even people that are not tech enthusiasts, they can grab the smaller variant and save money, or even the A line and save money. There's always room for you to get into the realm with Google and get powerful products and not spend a lot of money. That's just how it is. I'm so happy that Google has gone down this road of we're going to change things and actually make it beneficial to the consumer. And we're going to update things and stand true to it this time around, because they bragged about the cameras the last few rotations. And reality is a lot of people had a lot of problems, but the quality is what makes this one the best of them all. Best photos, best video. I just need a small Pro and I'll be really happy. And that's personal preference. It's your man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed the Pixel 8 Pro. Absolutely phenomenal device. I cannot wait to see what Google does next rotation of this device. If they do anything at all, we shall see. I'm pretty sure they're on a roll now. So I'm hoping that they really bring the thunder. And Google, listen, give me a small Pro version. I can guarantee you there's a ton of people who want a small Pro version. Trust me. It's your man Jay. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.